Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark at GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I got an old standby. Hang on. That's marvelous. Old standby. Yes, Dunkin' Donuts right here. This is their original blend, medium roast. I buy these bags at Sam's Club. Boy, this is, they give you a lot of coffee here. 45 ounce bag. I mean, that's good for like 156 fluid ounce cups. So really, you get your money's worth with this one. So look for that at Sam's Club if you are a member. And I am using my Starbucks Been There coffee mug, courtesy of viewer Beth Jones. Thank you again, Beth. Love this mug. It's got everything about Ohio on it. I don't know if you can see that. Everything about Ohio. All the highlights. Our state bird is the cardinal, and the Cuyahoga River, and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Everything. It's just fantastic. And football, the whole bit. Just absolutely wonderful. And it is such a generous coffee mug. I mean, you could put a lot of coffee in there and really not have to go back for a refill for quite some time. Really, really terrific. I will link this because they're available on Amazon. This is part of their Been There series. So you can find one of these mugs for your home state. They really are terrific. So this is an absolutely beautiful mug from viewer Beth Jones. Beth, can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. And all my coffee, whatever coffee I use, tastes great in this mug. So thank you very, very much. Well, today is Memorial Day here in the United States. And for those of you who are not familiar with this national holiday, I pulled a little information off the web so you can understand it. And here's what Memorial Day is. Memorial Day is a federal holiday observed every year on the last Monday in May. It honors those who died serving in the United States military. In the United States, Memorial Day weekend kicks off the start of the summer season, and with Labor Day weekend ending the summer. Most government and business offices will be closed on this day. So that's just a brief overview of what Memorial Day is. So today is a day to remember all those who made the ultimate sacrifice in defending our freedoms here in the United States of America. And again, unofficially is the kickoff of summer. The weather's getting warm. June is tomorrow, so I guess that's why it works out that way. So I just wanted to let you know about that. We also have some great questions and shaving tips and refills and all kinds of great stuff this morning. So you know what? Let's start it off with a viewer shaving tip. Okay, so this morning's viewer shaving tip comes from viewer John Meyer, and he was commenting on the tip regarding an alum block that you can use to rub your hands on so that you can get a better grip of a smooth-handled razor, or any razor, really. And he writes, "Morning, Mark. That was a great shaving tip. I do that when I'm using one of my smoother-handled razors. Here's an additional tip for using the alum. I rub my fingers and thumb in order to assist in stretching the skin where needed." Now, I was really curious about this. I kind of knew where he was going with this, but I emailed him back. I commented back, and I said, "John, that's great. So you get your fingers and thumb a little tacky from the alum, and then when placed on your face, they adhere a bit more so you can stretch the skin more efficiently, correct?" And he says, "That's correct, Mark. Works for me." Well, that's great. That's a great tip. So if you were looking to stretch your skin a little more during your shave, because I know there are some wet shavers out there who use two hands when they shave. They'll use their opposing hand from, if they're holding their razor here, they'll use their opposing hand to stretch their skin a little bit during their shave. Now me, I just use my facial muscles. I stretch my skin by just moving my head around, and to get my chin, I stretch it that way. To get my upper lip, I'm stretching it that way. I'm stretching my skin there. I'm flattening it right here like this to shave this whole area to kind of make a flat plane. In order to get the jawline, I just flatten it out like that. That's a tip I got from Mantic59 on one of his tutorials, which was great. So that's kind of how I do it, but there are some wet shavers out there who will use their opposing hand in order to stretch that skin a little more. So, and that's fine. If that works for you, that's great. And that's a great tip. So thanks very much for that, John. And to say thanks, here is an original sketch made out to you and only you. And it is suitable for framing. So all you have to do is send me your snail mail address, email it to me at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. Again, suitable for framing. Speaking of which, viewer Charles Wise received his sketch and he framed it up. It's hanging on a wall in his home. Check that out. I am absolutely flattered by that. Thank you very much, Charles. I really do appreciate it. Other viewers have done the same. So if you want one like this, suitable for framing, all you have to do is email me a shaving tip at mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it in this segment, you too can get an original George sketch from me. So thanks again for the tip this morning, John. Really do appreciate it. Okay, I know I said this coffee mug was big enough to where you don't have to refill it very often, but you know what? It's time for us to go back for a refill. Okay, so this morning we got a couple of topics in the refill. The first one comes from viewer Frank M. Last time around, he talked about rubberizing razor handles in order to get a better grip. Also, discussion of alum, that sort of thing. And he followed up by saying, "Hi, Mark, just a quick follow-up regarding modified handles. I also mostly use alum block to gain a better grip. However, my FUTUR and DE89 still became a bit slippery in subsequent passes. As you can see in the photos, Edwin Jagger and Shave Nation sell rubberized versions of the two razors. I simply did it myself and achieved the same results. And I still use a bit of alum, Frank." Yeah, as you can see right there, that's great that Edwin Jagger and Shave Nation offered those options if you don't want to go through the process that Frank did. Although he did share some great photos in the process of it in a previous Monday morning mailbag. You can kind of go through those through the playlist and look in the topic section, and you'll see where that section is in Monday morning mailbag, and just click on it and go to see that discussion there and how he did it. That was really informative. But yeah, if you don't want to go through all that, you can buy one from Edwin Jagger or from Shave Nation. That's great to know. Thank you for letting us know, Frank. Really do appreciate it. Now, also, we talked about razor blades and coated, stainless, that sort of thing. And Uncle L Shaves commented on that. And he said, "From my understanding, all modern razor blades have some sort of coating on them. Even if they are called super stainless, they are still coated with a thin layer of polymer. There are also still some carbon steel blades available. I know Treat still makes them, and I like the DuraSharp ones." Well, you know what? That's interesting that you mentioned that, because the reason why this discussion started is because of the Persona Reds that I had been using and reviewed and talked about. The package says stainless steel and the blade says platinum chrome. And I'm thinking, well, you know, why is that? Are they saving on packaging and labeling and they just want to use old packages? What exactly is going on there? But thanks very much, Uncle L, for filling us in on that, because what you're saying is that if something like Shaver Boy here, which is a stainless blade, probably doesn't have as robust a coating as, say, the Persona, which is platinum chrome coated. I think that's kind of what we're saying here. The Super Iridium that I like to use a lot. This is a terrific blade. This has a more robust coating that helps to smooth out the shave. My point is that stainless blades for me give me a little more edge, a little more blade feel than the coated blades like the Persona Red, which are platinum coated, platinum chrome coated. They seem to smooth my shave out a little bit more. I prefer coated blades. And I guess what we're saying here, according to what Uncle L Shaves is offering, is that stainless blade, something labeled stainless on the blade, is going to have a coating, but it's not going to be as robust as some blades that are labeled platinum platinum chrome, chromium, Teflon, that sort of thing. That's my guess. You know what? Would love to know a little bit more about this. If you know a little bit more about that, please comment below. We'll talk about it in the next refill. But I think that's kind of the direction we're going in here. So I would really be interested to know, because I know, I sometimes get a little bit confused about it myself. But that's kind of my take, that stainless might have a little bit of a thin polymer coating, as Uncle L Shaves mentions. It's just not going to be as robust as something that is labeled platinum chrome, chromium, Teflon. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. I would really be interested in a further discussion on this. Someone in the know has got to be out there, so let us know in the comments below. Thanks very much for those refill comments, Frank and Uncle L Shaves. Okay, it's time to talk about some new shaving gear that's out there. Okay, got a couple of razors I wanted to mention to you that were pointed out to me by viewers of the channel. The first one is this one, the Faken razor. That's how it's pronounced. That's how they told me it's pronounced. I thought it was Facone, but they said it's Faken, rhymes with bacon. And they give you a butterfly razor and 50 blades for less than $17 on Amazon, which I thought was a very good deal. This was pointed out to me by viewer Brian Foley. Thanks very much, Brian. Let me show you what the razor looks like. The razor comes in the box, and here, I'll show you. Before I show you the razor, okay, here are the packets of blades that come with it. And these are stainless steel, platinum, Japanese razor blades. I have not used them yet. I hope to use them soon, but you get 50 of them in the box here. And here is the actual razor. It is a very robustly made razor. It has really a beautiful gunmetal kind of coating here. It is twist to open. They have the branding and the badging right there on the cap there. And it offers a mid-aggression level shave. Some feel that it is on the mild side. I would say probably that mild approaching mid-aggression. I got a wonderful shave with it. Again, 3/4 of this handle turns and opens up those barn doors there, those butterfly doors. And there was something I wanted to mention. Now, this review just ran this past Saturday. And in case I ran through it too quickly, I wanted to do it for you again here. When I first got this razor, and I'll show you with a Persona Platinum Chrome blade right there. When I first got this razor, I put the blade in and I closed it that much like that. And I thought, wow, that's really kind of, look at that. That is really kind of not good. That is really a very, very aggressive kind of blade. And I thought, man, I can't shave with that. And I tried shaving with that, and I thought, wow, that's just downright dangerous. Well, it turns out that you have to give this another full turn in order to seat the blade correctly, align it, and lock everything in place. So all you do is just give it a full turn, like that. And now it's seated correctly, and now you can see that the blade exposure is correct, that it's seated correctly. Isn't that nice? And it gives an absolutely wonderful shave. And what's really nice about that last full turn is everything is locked in place. I know when I'm using the Parker 96R, because the entire handle turns, I have to always constantly be aware that I'm still snugging that up so it doesn't loosen up during my shave, because the whole handle turns. The 3/4 of the handle turns here. But you know what? It works. It stays securely closed. It really is a terrific razor and gives a really, really nice shave. And for less than $17, less than $18, wow, you get this plus the 50 blades. Also, if you, I think what you have to do is you have to write a review and then let them know you wrote a review, that sort of thing. And then they will send you another 50 blades. So you're going to get 100 blades if you give do a nice review for them, I guess, is what it is. But yeah, this is really a very, very nice razor, the Faken razor. Brian Foley recommended it. It does give a very, very nice shave. Most reviewers say it's on the mild side. I would say it is on the mild side, but approaching that mid-aggression level. But yeah, I was very, very impressed by it. So the Faken razor, and you can get that on Amazon. And I will link this below as well if you're interested in one of these. It really does look beautiful. It is really, really very, very well made. I was very, very impressed by it. Now, the other razor that I wanted to mention to you was, I got the heads up from Jim from Northfield, a really, really loyal viewer to the channel. And that is this razor here, the Vanderhagen Merkur FUTUR styled razor. Some people will call it a clone. It came in a package like this. It's available at my local Giant Eagle grocery store. It's $19.99. And here it is right here. Here's the Vanderhagen razor right here. It looks exactly like a Merkur FUTUR. Let me get the Merkur FUTUR right here. There's the Merkur FUTUR here. Here's the Vanderhagen right there like that. The Vanderhagen, you know, I had a shave with this recently. It did a really nice job. It gave me a BBS shave. It gave me one little small nick right here, but it closed right up with a little bit of alum and a little bit of styptic pencil. Not a problem at all, so I'm not going to count it. Could have been operator error on my part, I'm not sure. But it seems that this is calibrated very, very similarly to the Merkur FUTUR, in that the Merkur FUTUR is rather aggressive for me. I don't use it above a level 3. This one impresses me the same way. I'm not going to use it above a level 3. Now, I'm going to have a few more shaves with it to really know, but I used an Astra blade with it, and it gave me a really, really nice shave. The blade balance and the blade alignment on this were very, very good. Now, when I contrast this to the Q shave, which is the other Merkur FUTUR styled razor, the blade balance on the Q shave was a little bit off. Blade balance on this seems to be right on the money. And again, you know, it's the same style as a Merkur FUTUR. Now, again, with the Merkur FUTUR and also this Vanderhagen, the razor heads are really larger than most traditional safety razors. So a lot of wet shavers feel that these are a little bit cumbersome, a little bit overly large, won't get into tight areas, that sort of thing, say up underneath the nostrils. I have found that I've adapted to the size of the razor head. However, this is $72. A brushed matte finish Merkur FUTUR is $62. Gold plated is $102. Those are Amazon prices. So $72 for this razor right here. $19.99 for this razor here. It is lighter. It's lighter than both the FUTUR and the Q shave. It's much, much lighter. Well, you know what? I got my scale right here. Let's find out how much lighter it is. I'm going to do this in ounces, just so you know. Let's bring up the FUTUR, Merkur FUTUR. I'm going to lay that on there like that. And the Merkur FUTUR on my scale is 4.22 ounces. Alexa, how many grams is 4.22 ounces?
4.22 ounces is about 119.6 grams.
Okay, now let's look at the Q shave. I know it's the Q shave because the Vanderhagen has its name on the cap and the Q shave does not. So we're going to put the Q shave on there, and we're getting 3.47 ounces. Alexa, how many grams is 3.47 ounces?
3.47 ounces is about 98.37 grams.
Okay. And finally, here is the Vanderhagen razor right here. Set that on my scale. And I'm getting 2.93 ounces. Alexa, how many grams is 2.93 ounces?
2.93 ounces is about 83.06 grams.
Okay, so you can see that this is lighter than both the FUTUR and the Q shave. But still, it gave me a really, really nice shave. And for $19.99, the quality and the build are very, very good. And the attraction here is, if you don't want to spend, you know, $60, $70, $100 for a FUTUR, only to find out that you don't really like this style razor head, you can get one of these for $20 at your local Giant Eagle grocery store, or check your local grocery store. They might have it, or your local big box store. They might, if they carry Vanderhagen line of products, they might have it there. For $19.99, you can get this FUTUR styled razor, and give it a try and see if that razor head and that size works for you. If it doesn't, you're only out $20. You can set it aside or you can hand it off to somebody, whatever you want to do, or set it aside for 2 weeks and come back to it and see if your perception for it changes. That's what I usually do with a lot of my shaving gear. If it doesn't work the first time around, I set it aside. 2 weeks later, I come back to it with a fresh perspective. And 9 times out of 10, I end up liking whatever it was that I was testing. But yeah, that's it right there. The Vanderhagen Merkur, the Vanderhagen FUTUR style safety razor. It's adjustable from 1 to 6. It is a little more lightweight than the other two that I showed you, but hey, for 28 hours, it's worth a shot. And the Faken razor that comes with 50 blades, twist to open, really, really nice. Enjoy this one a lot. Hang on, let's see what this weighs in at, just so I can show you. Let me just, okay, I should weigh this one up for you right here. Okay. 3.32 ounces. Alexa, how many grams is 3.32 ounces?
3.32 ounces is about 94.12 grams.
Okay, there you go. All right, so that's just an overview of two really nice safety razors that are in the budget category. The Faken razor comes with 50 blades, butterfly razor, very, very well made, gunmetal finish, very robust, very, very secure. And the Vanderhagen FUTUR style adjustable razor, adjusts from 1 to 6, gives a very, very nice shave. 1 to 3 is probably where I'm going to be. 4, 5, and 6 are probably a little too much for me. I might try that down the road. If you have a more demanding beard, hey, you know what? You might give this a try and see if you dial it up and see if it works out for you. Your mileage may vary with each of these razors, as goes the saying. All right, thanks very much. Those are some of the deals I was told about this week. Check them out. Okay, so this first question comes from a viewer named Swamp Foxer, and he left this in the comment section of one of the videos. Hey, Mark, are we ever going to see a shave den tour? Love the videos. Hey, thanks very much for this question, Swamp Foxer. Yeah, sometime down the road, as soon as I get everything organized, my shave den is kind of divided between two different rooms, a main bathroom and a smaller bathroom. And I've got my shaving gear kind of on shelves in a linen closet, also in a drawer in one bathroom, in a smaller drawer in the smaller bathroom. Soaps are underneath, some soaps are in the linen closet. So I have everything kind of in two to three different areas. So once I get everything maybe centrally located and maybe put up some shelving, that's what I'd like to do down the road, put up some shelving so that it's in the background, a nice backdrop with shave soaps and brushes and that sort of thing displayed. I'd like to do that. I don't know when or if or when that's going to happen. I might come up with a different solution. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But right now, I'm kind of I kind of have things in one area, and I grab them and I put them into the smaller bathroom, which is kind of the staging area where I do all my reviews. I did do that. I did do reviews in a larger bathroom, and I found that the larger area just didn't serve the reviews too well because of the echoing that was taking place. The smaller bathroom has cut down on that considerably, even though there is a little bit of echo there, but that smaller room there has cut down on that a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm at. I would love to give you a tour of the shave den, but I need to get everything nicely organized, and I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So sometime down the road, don't know when, but I'm hoping. And if I can get some shelving and figure out where to put everything, then I definitely will give a tour of the shave den or shave dens or storage areas, that sort of thing. So as soon as I figure it out, I will definitely give that tour. So thanks very much for that question. When's it going to happen? I don't know. 6 months, a year, 3 months? I don't know. As soon as I get it organized, as soon as I figure it out, then I will definitely give that tour. So thanks very much for that question, Swamp Foxer. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your patience and everyone's patience until I figure out how to organize everything. Okay, so this next question comes from a viewer named Andy Schneider. And Andy writes, Mark, great videos as always. Thanks very much, Andy. I really appreciate that. I'm curious, who are some of the wet shaving channels you followed over the years? Who got you into wet shaving? There are some staples in the wet shave community and also some others many may not know about yet. I'd love to know, who are your favorites? Great question. And I can tell you, the one video, when I came back to the traditional wet shave, I had found my father's Gillette Super Speed, and then from there I purchased the Vikings Blade Chieftain, and I really wanted to get the proper instruction on how to go about doing the traditional wet shave. The one tutorial that really opened up a lot of doors for me was Brian from Executive Shaving. His tutorial was the one that really kind of set the standard, set the table, and really allowed me to get an understanding of how to do the traditional wet shave. And I think he's got like millions of views on that by now, really. I mean, it's so well done, and I think that's probably the one tutorial that will always come up when someone goes to YouTube and they actually do a search. That one will come up, and it really is very good. I would love to do it. You know, I keep telling myself I need to do a tutorial myself about the traditional wet shave, and that's kind of the standard. That he's kind of set the bar, so I kind of have to meet that standard. It's a fantastic tutorial on traditional wet shave. And you know, you always hear me mention his store, Executive Shaving. Use the code Mark5. Really, use the code Mark5. You'll get a discount if you go up there. Use the code Mark5. That's why it's there. But the other wet shaver out there that has a channel and a blog and everything else is Mantic59. He has sharpologist.com. He has a lot of videos on YouTube. Really very informative. And his videos always also have a very distinct style to them. Really terrific. And Mantic59, Mark, is a nice guy as well. So I've had some email exchanges with them. Really terrific guy. And a lot of what I learned about wet shaving early on. For instance, flattening this area here that you see me do. When I flatten this to give it just a nice flat plane, I got that tip from Mantic59 watching one of his videos. Yeah, really terrific. So I still follow Sharpologist, and I will look for his videos on YouTube. Really very informative. The other guy I followed early on, I don't know if he's done any videos lately, is Nick Shaves. Nick Shaves has some really great videos. I liked his presentation. Really informative. I followed him early on. Geo Fatboy, like his stuff. And I know that he has a Shave Nation where he sells a lot of shaving gear, but a lot of what he shows is going to be product showcase, and I understand that, but I still learned quite a bit from his videos. Very good. Kevy Shaves, I like his channel. A lot. Ken Surfs does a great job. Sinatra Lennon, I've seen some of his videos. Very good. John Shaves 101. He's got a new channel. He's out there. Melly Mello's got another new channel. I like looking, checking in on him. The other two guys that have really given me a lot of information regarding the traditional wet shave and the history of it. The first one will be Matt Pisarcik over at Razor Emporium. Boy, if you want to know anything about Gillette razors, that's where you go. His YouTube channel is just phenomenal when it comes to talking about the Gillette razor. I mean, this Gillette Slim right here, I go right to his catalog to find out what year this was manufactured in, to find out about the history of this. Really very informative, very good. His videos are very good when it comes to the history of the Gillette razor. Really just terrific, informative, and love looking at that history. And through understanding that history, you kind of understand where we are with the traditional wet shave today. The other aficionado out there that gives a lot of great information is Douglas Smythe of Phoenix Shaving. He has some very informative videos, and yes, I realize a lot of them are, again, product showcasing, but the products that Phoenix Shaving are producing, whether it be razors, brushes, soaps, have that inspiration from vintage products of yesteryear. and he is kind of bringing them back to the traditional wet shaving market today. That is absolutely wonderful. I love going up to Phoenix Shaving and reading about whether he's talking about, say, the atomic rocket brush. There's a history behind this and what inspired this. I think it was an Ever-Ready brush that inspired this atomic rocket. It's great to read that. The Metaphor razor. There was another vintage razor that inspired this razor. It's just fantastic. Right here, this is the StarCraft brush. Another brush from yesteryear inspired this. So it's kind of neat because you can't always find these brushes or these razors, on eBay or at antique stores or something like that. But you have an individual, Douglas Smythe in Phoenix Shaving, who's producing something based on those vintage products and bring them to market today. That's wonderful. And again, I just like to go up there to the Phoenix Shaving website and look at their product pages and read about their products that they're offering, whether it be a soap that was inspired by a scent from yesteryear or a razor or a brush. And yeah, I end up making a purchase because it really is fascinating. It's fascinating history behind that. So those are kind of the guys that I've gravitated towards, and I like them all. And I like to see what they're doing with their videos and that sort of thing. And then there are some other videos out there that don't have to do with wet shaving, just a lot of other content that I follow, where I get a little bit of inspiration on how to produce my videos. Because as I've always said, the first fun part of doing these videos is doing the actual shave on camera and talking about the razor, the brush, the soap, that sort of thing. And then the second fun part happens behind the scenes in actually editing it and putting it together, and maybe adding a new effect or adding a zoom or splitting the screen or whatever it is I'm doing. I really am fascinated by that. That's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I just want to try to create some original content and try to make it as distinct as possible, so it kind of stands out on the page, so to speak. I guess that comes from cartooning, because we were always told if you're going to develop a comic panel or a comic strip, try to make it as distinct as possible so that when it's on the comic page with all the others, it's going to stand out. So that's kind of the rule of thumb that I'm applying to my videos. Try to do something that allows the video to stand out a little bit visually. So that's what I like to do, and love doing the shaving reviews, love doing, showing a new razor, a new brush, a new soap, that sort of thing. And then I love editing it and putting it all together. It's been an absolute joy to produce these videos for you on this channel. And I thank you all for tuning in because of that. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. So Andy, yeah, those are the guys who inspired me. I know that there are others out there that I'll be coming across, but yeah, those are some of the guys that come to mind right now. And I like it all, and I know that in the weeks and months ahead, there's going to be other channels out there that I'll come across, and hopefully we'll talk about those too down the road as well. So thanks very much for the question, Andy. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so this next comment comes from Brian. He's also known as the Scentless Shaver. That's his handle up on YouTube. And he writes, "Ha, I was just starting to think he didn't say thanks, Mom, after mentioning the butterscotch handle solar flare this time. Then we get the full story of why you do that in the first place. Great. Love getting to know the person behind the channel. Keep up the good work, Brian." Thanks very much, Brian. I really do appreciate that. And he is talking about this shaving brush here, the Solar Flare shaving brush from Phoenix Shaving. It has a butterscotch colored handle. I talked about it when I did the review on the Chocoholic shave soap from Global Shave Clubs International. And the reason why, I can give you the story again. The reason why I talk about the butterscotch handle and chocolate is because when I was 13 years old, I gave up chocolate for Lent. And after Lent was over, I just continued not to eat chocolate. And I haven't had chocolate ever since. And my mother, knowing that I had given up chocolate, whenever she was baking, she would make these great chocolate chip cookies that I was no longer going to eat. So my mother went out of her way to make butterscotch chip cookies for me. And I thought that was so sweet of her to do that. It's just a wonderful, wonderful memory, knowing that there was a big batch of chocolate chip cookies for my brothers, but there were those butterscotch chip cookies for me. And I always remembered that. That was always so great. So when I saw this shaving brush at Phoenix Shaving with the butterscotch handle, I knew, this had to be in my shaving den, because the butterscotch handle reminds me of my mom. That's whenever I show it, I say, thanks, Mom, because I'm thanking her for doing that for me. That was so sweet of her to do that, to make those butterscotch chip cookies for me. So the brush, the butterscotch handle brush, the solar flare, reminds me of my mom, just like the Gillette Super Speed that belonged to my dad reminds me of my dad. So between these two, reminds me of my parents. And there's that family connection with the traditional wet shave for me. So thanks very much for mentioning that again, Brian. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see if you want to hear the story in a little more detail, just check out the Chocoholic review on my channel. But that's really kind of it in a nutshell. That's why I say thanks, Mom, whenever I use this butterscotch colored handle, this butterscotch handle from Phoenix Shaving. And it is a terrific shaving brush as well. But yeah, whenever I show it, I always say thanks, Mom. And thanks very much, Brian, for the really, really nice comment. Okay, so we got kind of two tips from the same viewer, John Meyer. In one of his comments, he was talking about the Phoenix shaving brush that I was using that morning, but he also offered another shaving tip. So thanks very much, John. He wrote, morning, Mark. Love that brush also. I have all the PAA brushes and rotate them in my shave of the day. Then he adds, you can always use an aggressive razor, remembering that you need to ride the cap a little bit. Now that was really kind of caught my eye, so I responded to him and I asked him, I said, John, that's a great tip in and of itself. And I asked him, can you explain a bit so we're on the same page? I'm thinking you mean to adjust the angle of the razor head so a bit more of the top cap is touching the face. I think this is almost like the shaving angle of a Gem Micromatic DE razor. Oh, SE razor, single edge razor. A bit more shallow, 25 degrees or thereabouts, or do I misunderstand? And he wrote back, you raise the handle a little more, thereby putting more of the cap on your face. The opposite is riding the safety bar by moving the handle angle down. Now, I've always said 30 degrees, a light touch, let the razor do the work, gentlemen. And yeah, that's the general rule of thumb. And that could change depending on the razor you're using, etc., within that ballpark, so to speak. But yeah, here's my Mula R101, which is an R41 head on a different style handle. Now, I think I was doing this when I first used this razor, that I really was bringing it up a little bit and riding that cap, thereby reducing the aggression of the blade a little bit. I'm going to do that again and see if that works. My question to you is, have you done that with a razor that's a little more aggressive? Are you riding the cap a little bit in order to reduce the aggression of the razor? Or are you just using the safety bar regardless of the aggression of the razor? If you got an aggressive razor, you're just going to use a safety bar. But I think I was doing this when I first reviewed this razor, and I continue to use it. It's a very aggressive razor for me, and I think that I just did that naturally in order to reduce that aggression a little bit and smooth out the shave for me. So that's very, very interesting point, John. I really do appreciate that tip. And again, I'll put it to the viewers. Are you doing that? Are you riding the cap a little more when you are using a very aggressive razor for you? So it'll be interesting to hear the responses on that. So thanks very much for that tip, John. I really do appreciate that comment. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great shaving gear. Check out VikingsBlade.com for some great shaving gear. Check out Global Shave Clubs International for some great shaving gear. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/markserady, where you'll find all the products I review in this channel, organized and categorized, so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.